Welcome to the Kessler Law Firm podcast. If you'd like to connect, you can find the link to our website along with directions to our office in Fort Pierce in the show notes of this episode. Attorney Michael Kessler has been providing criminal defense and protecting the rights of citizens on Florida's Treasure Coast since 1985 and has been designated by the Florida Bar as a board-certified criminal trial specialist. With a solid record of success spanning over 40 years, attorney Michael Kessler has proven that more people are wrongly arrested for drunk driving than any other crime on the books. And now, here's Michael Kessler.
So tomorrow is Constitution Day. I hope you'll join me. Some colleagues and I will observe Constitution Day by reading the Constitution of the United States on the courthouse steps here in Fort Pierce. But on the way there, I thought you might be interested in hearing and being reminded of what the Constitution actually says. So let's start with that. In what we call the preamble, the opening paragraph of the Constitution of the United States, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do hereby ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. The Constitution is the game plan, the structure of the government of the United States of America. And so Article 1, the very first article, Article 1, Section 1 says, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives. Article 1 goes on to explain the difference between the two and talk about how seats in each body will be filled. The key to me is found in Section 7 of Article 1. All bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with amendments as on other bills. So the authority to establish the budget, to impose, raise, or lower taxes, that power, that authority belongs to the House of Representatives. And along with the Senate, that's where the money power is supposed to reside. Section 8 goes on to say, the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. Congress is also given the authority in the Constitution to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, to establish a uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. It goes on and on and on with the powers assigned to Congress. Article 2 establishes that the executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States. It goes on to discuss his term and that of the Vice President, and the setup of the Electoral College, which determines who wins the presidential elections. No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of the president. The article goes on to discuss how we fill a vacancy in the event of a death or removal of the president. Here's the most important part. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Article 2 goes on to establish that the President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy. It gives him power, along with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, to fill vacancies in certain offices. The State of the Union address is established under Section 3 of Article 2. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. Article 3 establishes the judicial power of the United States and sets up the system of courts from the United States Supreme Court on down. You'll notice, though, that the powers and authority given to the president do not involve anything having to do with taxes or tariffs. I suppose it's a little dry when you read through it, but this is the handbook of the United States of America, and we all should be much more familiar with exactly what it says. So I hope you'll join me and my colleagues in Fort Pierce, around Florida, and around this wonderful country tomorrow, September 17, when we observe Constitution Day by reading the Constitution of the United States. Thanks. So long.
Thanks for listening to the Kessler Law Firm podcast. If you'd like to connect, check the show notes of this episode for a link to our website and directions to our Fort Pierce office. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on your favorite podcasting site, please click subscribe or follow so next time you come back, our podcast episodes will be ready and waiting for you.